Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to the next session. We're working on getting JP from Minimaliste in here.
You can make an edit like on the actual web page,
Just give us one moment here.
or see if he's in there as JP and
Whatever you want to edit.
click edit. Give the panelist access. Just click on wait, just click on the actual.
It's this one.
Give him panelist access with it's
looks like
JP.
it is.
No, with JP admin list.
I see. So,
Copy the at Minimaliste.
yeah, let's see. And then
And edit. And then just put JP.
hello, 1 second, everyone. Here we go.
We're getting it. We're getting it.
All right, you can tell him he has a new one, a new invite.
Uh,
All right. See if we can get JP in here. How's everyone doing? How's everyone loving the sessions? You guys enjoy errands? Hey, Deb, we aren't twins, but we're only 18 months apart, so pretty close.
oh, we got a lot of hearts to float up on the screen.
Yeah, I like those little hearts you guys are sending us.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, some claps, some thumbs. Thumbs up, that is.
Any
Any celebrations? Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, we're almost Irish twins.
Nice. 15 months apart. Nice. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's fun having siblings so close. Thanks, everyone. We're excited to be here. Excited that you guys are all here.
Yep.
Bonjour.
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 That's right. Perfect. Starting it off well and right for JP.
There we go. You messaged him that new. Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna send the link to you.
Here, if they're in there, you might be able to actually give them access.
He said he's in there. Did he say he was?
Well, he said, can you see and hear us? Wait, go back to the attendees. See if he did it. There he is.
Where?
Done.
JP?
That's gotta be him. Is anybody else here named JP that's not from Minimaliste?
I'm just gonna promote to panelists and see what happens.
Nice. There we go.
Woo, there we are.
Hey JP, how's it going?
Good, good. You guys see us and hear us, or?
Yes,
Hello.
we can see and hear you now.
Gotcha. We'll exit out so you guys can take the show away. Good to see you guys. Have fun.
All right, cool. Thanks. So the sound is good?
Yep,
Yep.
you're good.
Yeah, we see and hear you. You look good. You're live.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, wat lekker nice.
Yeah. Cool. So we're live?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
live.
So yeah, welcome everyone. We're super excited to be part of this Global Tiny House Conference again this year. Things are super hectic out here, but we always want to take the time to connect with you guys. So we're going to start this tour directly in the shop, and we're glad to have, that's the wall of fame actually. So that's pictures of the team. If you want to just scroll by, because we're super proud of the whole team. We're now, what, 24 people in the team. So the team got bigger. We got lots of projects this year. Yeah, so it's super excited. We rearranged the whole shop, and then yeah, we have more square footage to build, and then we reorganized the whole shop. That will be something we'll be showing you guys in the social medias in the following months, because as of now, people really like to see how we're organized and getting some behind the scenes of the building process of our tiny houses. So yeah, we're super glad to have you guys here today. I'm gonna show you around a little bit what we have under construction, so that will set you in the mood for this video tour. Here is a char model. Of course, for those who are not familiar with what we do here, we build on demand. So the charm here is pre-sold, just like most of the houses. So we have a backlog, and then people are ordering homes, and we can personalize them, but we don't upfront houses to list for sale. That allows us to have a little flexibility on the design, because normally 95% of the models that we're offering will correspond to certain types of needs. And then that little 5% is where we have wiggle room to adapt the house. And with slight minor changes, we can make this charm more suitable for your personal lifestyle, for example. And that is the case for all of our models. So let's go in. So I'm going to show you a house under construction. Yeah. So the electricity is in. So that's a typical layout of the charm. I'm pretty sure most people are familiar with that. But right now we're, I'd say, what, 90% achieved on that one, close to that. So we still have the floor protection. The cabinets are protected. And for example, here is a countertop extension. Instead of having the typical bench and dining table in the charm, if you don't need to have that much eating area, then we can have stools and have a countertop extension right in front of the window. That is some type of adaptations we can do in our project that can probably make difference for some people. So this is the type of example of how we can adapt those models to fit your lifestyles, for example. Besides that, what we wanted to show you guys today is mostly the Nomad 30ft. We have that outside of the shop, and the weather is super cool. So we're glad to be able to go outside, because let's say we wouldn't be able to have that latitude in winter time, for example. Is this signal still good?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. And for example, anytime, do you see the questions?
Yeah.
So if you have any questions during this, we might interrupt and go with questions, because ultimately we're presenting, but what we're giving today is raw information on how we do stuff and why we do it. So if you have any information that you guys want to have, just feel free, and we'll share that with everyone. So let's do a round turn about of that specific Nomad model. So what we have here is a 30-feet Nomad model. That one is a variation of originally the Nomad was offered only in 24 feet. That is the most mobile model that we offer. So typically it's more of a 4-season travel trailer than the tiny house per se. Not because it's not a tiny house, because when you look at it, just like a mobile cabin. But what we say by that is that one, you can really pull it yourself, and it's meant to hit the road without too much logistics, compared to some tiny houses who you can bring that on the road, but it's not ideal. But that one is definitely meant for that. So as you can see, it sits higher from the ground than or other models that are installed on drop axle trailers. Still, we do have the galvanized steel frame. For information, all the frames, all the trailers that we built on as of now are all galvanized steel frame. The reason behind that, of course, it's more pricey to have a galvanized steel frame, but then there's no point of building such a highly durable unit on top of something that will not age as well as the dwelling itself. So for that reason, everything's galvanized right now at Minimaliste, because we don't want people to have to go under their trailer and do preventive maintenance on surface to rust, for example, because our clients, no matter the age, we don't want to have them going under their trailer and doing stuff that could have been avoided by using, more durable materials. So we're going to do a little turn around that model. So this is the Nomad. Like I said, that one is 30 feet. That one is equipped with all of the off-grid options that you can include in the Nomad. So that is vertical steel, 26 gauge. That one also is highly durable. And we have wood grain imitation steel. That one doesn't have any fasteners on the surface, so it's super easy to maintain. And also there's no maintenance required for that, and it will age as well as the rest of the house. For that one, we went with aluminum windows. That one was a special case. Normally we would have PVC windows on the Nomad series, but in this case, they went with aluminum. It's still possible if you really want aluminum windows. Actually, we call them aluminum windows. They're hybrid because the exterior is aluminum, the interior is PVC. But that adds up also to the sturdiness of the window, and it has more durability than PVC over time. A cool feature that we have on all Nomad models as of now is also the axle block is adjustable. So you don't need to move it a feet to make a difference. Like if you move it an inch, it will definitely have an effect on the tongue weight. And the reason behind that is the weight distribution and the overall weight between a standard Nomad and a fully equipped off-grid Nomad is different. So once you add a lot of weight to the back with the off-grid option, then you might want to switch and move the axles accordingly so that way you're more comfortable on the road. We have the experience, we've been doing that a lot. So of course, if we know that the house will be off-grid, the axles will be adjusted accordingly. But at some point, if you're doing modifications or you change the weight in the house, just know that this axle block right here can be moved or can be completely removed if you want to install the whole unit on stabilizers or screw pals, for example. If you don't want the wheels at all, then this could be turned into a small cabin that you can close the surroundings and have the no RV look, for example. We have a question?
A lot about the stairs, so
Yeah,
I know.
all right.
Perfect.
Yeah, I missed the stairs. Let me go grab the remote real
Yeah.
quick, because I'm gonna show you how it works. Était en dedans, c'est-tu?
La switch,
La manette?
je l'ai mis dans les vies.
Ok, parfait. Okay. All right, so that is the remote control. We're gonna do the full operation because it's pretty cool, actually. So that is a remote control, connects to a winch on top. So right now, if you go out, you can just release that, the top of that. Okay. All right. I wish we could do that fast forward though. It's gonna take probably like a 2-minute operation to bring it up and down. Or we won't do the full operation. We're just gonna hook it and start lifting it up. You guys can see how it works.
Mais pendant ce temps-là, il y a une question about si on peut enlever les roues pour le mettre sur fondation, puis après ça, remettre les roues plus tard.
Actually, if you want to do that, I would stabilize the house with the proper stabilizers. If you don't have the experience, just don't do that yourself. But make sure you stabilize the house and you support on each side of the axles and on the 4 corners of the house. And that once you release the stress on the axle set and you see there's no weight on the wheel, then this is when you can unbolt that axle set and store it where there's not much humidity as well, because if you want to install it back and hit the road, it's going to be possible. But in my opinion, if you set it in, a more permanent setup, I would recommend definitely to hire someone professional to confirm that everything is bolted the right way. Sort of a pre-departure inspection if you are pulling the axle set back on the trailer. All right, so right now we're a little bit off level. So I'm just gonna need to connect that way like this. So once it's connected like that, you can simply reel this back in. So the purpose of that deck is not only for comfort, it's because you're higher from the ground. So little staircase, RV stairs were not something, that we considered was a good solution for this type of house. But then that folding deck is super wide. It has the whole width of the house. And then once it folds back, then you're gonna see it's gonna protect the back of the house on the road as well. And those rail guards right here, once the
Yeah.
c'est le son, hein?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna do that fully because it's gonna require some precious time. But then those two rail guard sections, once once the deck is folded down, you can put them directly and you can secure them. It's like a 5-minute operation to put the rail guards directly on and around 5 minutes to put them back. After that, you have your anchors like that. You can secure them here and you're good to go on the road. And once it's secured, the latch is right here. So it's secured by the winch itself, but we have two other protections for that not to fall off on the road. So it's pretty straightforward. Of course, it took a few different models to come up with a final version of that. Right now, it's pretty much something we're looking at, something pretty mature in terms of design, and also the top. The top is super grippy, but not in a way that it will tear apart your feet. But there's different types of let's call that aggressiveness on those holes that are punched, and this is an in-between scenario where you can still walk barefoot, but then in winter time, if there's snow, it's still going to be grippy enough for that to be really safe. So I'm going to put it back down, and we're gonna do the rest of the house while we do that because
Yeah.
yep.
Le out.
So above the wheel wells, we have the air intake and the exhaust for the that's the propane furnace. Like this one is off grid, and as of now, the solar package in there is really powerful. It will feed up the washer and dryer. It will feed up the mini split for air conditioning as well. But then solar as of now is not enough to provide hot water and heating in a way that it will not drain the batteries. And considering that one is meant to be brought fully off the grid without too many compromises, then propane as of now is still something that we need to include on the Nomad. So propane will feed the propane range, the on-demand water heater, and the propane furnace. The propane furnace, you need to use it, especially in winter time. Once the weather is above freezing point, you can use the mini split for heating. But any time of the year that the weather is below freezing point, you need to use the propane furnace because it will maintain a level of heat in the built-in compartment where we have the gray water holding tanks in there. So this Nomad model, you can bring it in like minus 22 Fahrenheit. You can have water in the holding tanks and it will not freeze as long as you have propane in. But that's the goal behind that, is for have like you can go off grid all year long. So yeah, we have of course the gray water holding tanks. So that's 72 gallon divided in two different tanks, so you can operate them separately if you want. Nothing really exciting on the front of this trailer except the spare tire, the mini split with the cover that we put for the road, and of course we have the ladder to the roof for panel solar panel checkup. This one is equipped with 10 kilowatt hours, so we got 4 panels or bifacial panels, so 4 panels of 450 watt each. That will feed 2 lithium batteries that are 5.24 kilowatt hour each. Windows on this side, we have 2 windows. On the other side, we have 4. In this case, that is the egress window on the passenger side, and that is the awning window in the kitchen. And we have vents, so even if it's an RV build, we still have the vent for the washer and dryer if you want to vent it, and then the vent for the range hood. So that will extract the humidity from the house as well. All right. So the big difference between the previous versions of the Nomad, for those who don't know, there was no living area. So you got in the house, it was directly the dinette. Of course, it was a really popular model. I think we built around 50 to 60 at least. But then the 30 feet really adds up to the possibilities. It makes it now possible for people to either do full-time living in there because of the added space, or also it will be possible for families to go on a vacation because now you can have kids in there without having 2 kids on a 39-inch dinette. So that is a double sofa bed. that is a single bed. Of course, the net converts into a single bed, and then we have the queen size bed in the bedroom. Y a-t-il des questions?
Tu peux juste montrer la table qui.
Ouais.
Someone is asking how we attach the gray water thing to the trailer, so maybe we can show them after when we go out.
Okay, sure. That's the countertop extension. That's super clever to have that, especially with a small footprint of a build like that. Of course, you know how our bigger models are done. In this case, the space is more important and people will most likely move it themselves. So we want to find a good in-between scenario of storage, functionality, and also the overall weight of the unit. That's for sure. Yeah, so in this case, the client went with the black cabinets. Normally those would be white. We have a little less flexibility on the design choices of the Nomad, which is why we're able to offer it at a lower price point than our part model size homes. But then it's still the overall same quality, same durability, but we narrow the choices, not only because we want to control what we build, but also the engineering for that makes it so we don't want to change a lot of stuff because it's going to be on the road more often than most tiny houses will. So we know how the weight balance, we know how the house reacts. So this is why we are less flexible on modifications in this model.
How much is it for the 30-foot?
The 30-foot starts at $90,000 US. Of course, you don't have off-grid options and the folding deck, but the propane range is in there at this price. The 12-volt fridge is in there at that price. And then it's functional, so it's pretty much a plug-and-play version for $90,000. That's before taxes and delivery, of course. I assume most people are in the US right now, so the delivery is around $4 per mile. That's USD for the shipping of this model, and we're located in Quebec City. So if you want to have a ballpark idea of what it costs to ship a house like this, it's $4 USD per square mile per USD per mile, and then for our bigger models, you're on $5 USD per mile. And then of course on the website we have the technical sheet. So once you know the base price, you can download the technical sheet. All the pricing for the options are there. So the mini split has a pricing, the 2-in-1 washer and dryer, the folding deck, the holding tanks. Everything is super clear, super detailed. And also we have specifications on the wall because we have a special way of doing things here at Minimaliste in terms of the building envelope and also the structure and everything we wrap the house with. So that's something that we take great pride in as well.
And people would like to continue.
I'm gonna move, all right. So you can go in the room. So that's a queen size bedroom. And we have closets on each side of the bed. Now I have the little magnet. That's a cool feature as well. You can secure those for the road. That's a good one. Yeah. There you go. Getting used to it as well. So the cool thing is you can operate that with a magnet, but once you get to a final spot, you can just lock it like that and you can open them the way you want. But then if you're ready to hit the road, you can just release that little thing right here, and that one is secured for the road. So that is pretty clever. Of course, it's not something that is necessary to have in a tiny house that will be stationary, but in the case of the Nomad, it definitely makes a big difference, and it makes sense to have such a system. The blinds are coming with the house. We have blackout blinds in the bedroom and semi-opaque blinds for the rest of the house, but there are blinds in all windows. The only sliding window is that one right here in the bedroom because it needs to be used in case of an emergency. That's the egress window. All of the other windows are awning, which means they can be open when it's raining. So again, that's something that we try to include as much as possible.
Just someone is asking if it's the 30-foot or the 24-foot that we're visiting right now.
Right now we're in a 30 feet, 30-foot version. You're gonna see if you're looking at the floor plans, the 24 version, the 24-foot version doesn't have a living area in the entrance. In this case, the extra 6 feet was definitely used in the entrance.
And someone is asking where we get the
Gold magnets?
Yeah, Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a
sure.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course there's storage in the bed. Right now it's pretty packed because that's the whole gear that comes with the house. So in this case, that one is equipped with a composting toilet. So we have the buckets and the spare bucket for the toilet. We have the 4 heavy duty stabilizers that you can put at the 4 corners of the house when you're stationary. And we have those aluminum brackets are short. So those are meant to deploy the solar panels at 30 degrees angle. That's mostly in summertime. If you're in wintertime, we have longer brackets. Those are to bring the panels almost vertical for wintertime when the sun doesn't go up in the sky, but is doing a slightly different curve. So you want the panels to be in more of an angle. So those are meant for that. We have the 30 amp connection. That's 25 foot. This is to be used if you're plugging in a campground or at your property. And we have a 10 feet extension hose for the wastewater holding tanks. Along with the last thing in the corner there, that's a quick connect for a barbecue hookup. So if you have propane tanks, you don't need to have a secondary propane tank for your barbecue. You can use the quick plug to use the propane that you use on your house to make an extension and go outside. Yeah.
Tu vas dans le bathroom?
Yeah. So that bathroom is pretty compact, but it's efficient. Everything's in there. And you don't have a toilet in the bathtub, just like you see in some of the RVs. Of course, that's not our biggest bathroom, but again, the purpose is met. So those are PVC panels, marble imitation. Of course, it's much more durable than, you know, the built-in sort of plastic shower you get in RVs. So of course, the tub is an RV tub, but the rest of the panels is more of a residential look. Same things with the shower set and the tap. Those are chrome and stainless. And I'm going to move so you can see the composting toilet. That one, like this model is equipped with a composting toilet. Normally, you would get a regular flush toilet, but we do offer this option. The cool thing is it will generate only gray water in your holding tank and not black water because you will treat the solids separately. So that kind of doubles up your gray water capacity. So it's pretty cool to have that, especially if you're going off the grid.
Can you repeat, this is a separate toilet?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a separate Vela composting toilet. We offer also the separate Mini, which is the new version.
Yeah.
It has more of a modern look, but both are possible to use. I know we started that a little like 5 minutes later, so I assume Zach will let us use the Linux for 5 minutes. If it's not the case, just let me know and we'll cut this off right away. But what was the question? It was regarding the holding tanks outside, right?
I think we need to go, but yeah, do we still have time, or like, okay, we can wrap up in like 1 minute.
All right, cool.
Mais il faut qu'on finisse dans 1 minute.
Oh, ouais, c'est bon. C'est quoi la question?
C'est juste savoir comment s'attacher, mais wrap up pour vrai.
Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward here. Watch out, there might be some water because we tested that recently. Right.
Well tested. And you wanted to see how it's attached, so.
Yeah, so that's the built-in compartment. That one is sort of a box, and that one is empty in most parts. But then this is where we have the holding tanks installed in a compartment. So the air from the propane furnace doesn't go directly in the holding tanks because that would bring smell, right? So the air is going around the tanks and protecting them from freezing. But in case you want to just dump the water, you can either dump 1 or 2 at the same time, or you can just, if you're stationary, you can have a regular hookup and bring that into a septic tank. So
yeah. And then we need to wrap up.
All right, I'm gonna wrap this up right here. Okay. The signal is forward? Okay. All right, so that was a short presentation on the Nomad model and a little bit of what we do in the shop. Next occasion we're going to bring you in a whole tour of the shop, show you how we work and everything, but we thought it would be a good idea to showcase this new version of the Nomad because last time we did a Charm model, so people have been around that model already. So what can I say more? Thanks for following us, of course, on our social media platforms. And also thanks for the organization to let us take the place in this event. And if you have any questions regarding what we do, how we do, or you want to hop on our construction schedule, just write us directly through our website, minimalistehouses.com. So if you have any questions, also just tell Zach and we'll be able to answer a bunch of questions and send these answers so you guys can know, can have the answers for questions. So
Thanks, everyone.
yeah, all right.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.